Hello, everyone. Good evening. Welcome to your Sunday Tonic conversation. I don't even know why I keep calling it Sunday Tonic, anyways. It's Conversation with the Love Crusader, and we are live this evening with another wonderful episode. All right, if you are coming across this platform for the first time, it's called Conversation with the Love Crusader. It's a platform where we talk about love, we talk about life, we talk about relationships, all in a fun way. So, today we have another interesting topic right before us. Before then, let me remind you that this has been Singles Month, the month of March, and we've been talking about things that relate to the singles. We've talked about long and short courtship. We've talked about marrying up. That was an interesting conversation, and even I learned a lot of things from that conversation about marrying up, because some people said what was the name, hypergamy, hypogamy. I had never heard those words before. From that conversation, we knew that we're not talking about hypergamy and hypogamy. Okay. All right. Today we are talking about marrying my friend. Marrying my friend. Or someone said marrying my best friend. Someone said I married my best friend and it was the best decision I ever took. So let's go there. But before we go there, I have in the studio Omo and OC. Okay, Sweetness.
Hello.
You will remember them if you're regular on this platform. I call them the Abuja Power Couple. And they are here. They are not single, but I know that, they are here to tell us the story of what it means to marry a friend. Let's see. I love their friendship. That's why I called them here. When I was thinking of, a couple to bring for this show, I thought to myself, I wanted a couple that I can say they are friends. So here we go. OC, yes, I know them personally. Yes, I know them personally. Don't be jealous. Don't be jealous. Somebody say, you know them personally. Yes, I know them personally, and I'm telling you they are friends. Okay. Welcome to the show, my people.
Thank you
Thank you
very
for having us.
much.
Thank you so
for
much.
having us,
Good
Mama.
evening, everybody.
Okay, welcome. So let's just go into it. Marriage, first of all. What does it mean to marry your friend?
Okay. I think it's almost sounding like every time you see new words tell you, "I marry my best friend," "I marry my friend." It's almost sounding like a cliche.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. So marrying your friend or marrying your best friend that's the best thing that can ever happen to you when it
Mm,
comes to marriage.
okay.
Because yeah, yeah, because I tell you, with the statistics of how much of a divorce rate that we see these days, it tells a lot that most people are just married to people they know, but they're not just friends.
Mm,
And like we rightly say, love is not what really keeps the marriage, but the friendship. Because at the end of the day, even if you spend 40, 50 years together, I guarantee you it's not love that's going to keep you those long time. It's friendship.
hmm.
And well, That's just about it, yeah. But
Okay, okay,
since we still have a long
okay,
time, let's.
okay. Maybe we should backtrack. What does friendship in marriage look like? What does it mean? Because I want to be able to identify it. If I am dating someone now, how do I know this person I'm dating is my friend? I think that's where we should start from. Let's help the singles. How do I know whether this person that me and them we are cutting or we are dating or we are checking ourselves out? How do I even know whether there's a friendship? Is this person my friend? How do I answer that question first?
Well, I think with that question is to understand who a friend is, and there are so many definitions of who a friend is. One being a friend is one you have, you share a bond with, a mutual affection with.
Mhm.
A friend could also be someone that you have same values with. You reason alike, you think alike, you share values, you share things together. You have a number of things in common. You enjoy this person's company and all. This is someone that you can be free with. So yes, if I'm saying I'm marrying my friend, it should be, or I got married to my friend, it should be someone that I could be 100% open with. Well, not all the times in marriage. I know sometimes we keep some things, so let me not use 100%. But it's someone that I could be open with, I could be honest with, and say, if you do me something and I can tell you open and like, this is what you did to me, and I didn't like it this way. And not that I have to choose words to express
Mhm.
myself. I could be, I can play with this person. This person is my person. So I believe that is, if I'm dating someone, because there are a couple of times with some people we are not our true self. Either ways, it could be possibly um, your true identity as a person. The other person, you could be with that person for a while, and that person does not understand who this person is. So a number of times you could see some marriages that you see, oh, this person dated for so 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 and so number of years, and then they got married and then they divorced. And then it brings the question, what exactly would have happened? Is it that this person did not understand this person? A couple of times, that's why really understanding who a friend is. And then friend, most times I tell people I don't use the word friend very lightly, because a friend is different from acquaintance.
Mhm.
You could have work buddies, you could
Mhm.
have family members,
Yeah.
and then your family members could also not be your friends. That's another one. A friend, it's, I think that should be one of, it's a very sacred relationship, one that has to be really studied and nurtured, and one that has to be really understood in marriage too as well. If I marry my friend, yeah, very good. If I'm dating someone, I believe that should be one of the things we should nurture, friendship, before we even say, okay, I do and everything. Being comfortable with this person I'm with. Am I comfortable with this person? Am I sitting down one way so that you will not say, oh, you opened your leg too much, or you, do you understand? Am I okay with this person? Can I show the person under of my wig without my hair being made and all that?
Mm.
That's the so that's a friend, because with somebody I call my friend, I don't have to be all arranged and sophisticated. The person knows me, the person understands me. So for people in relationship dating, get, well, I think we have mentioned that before. Understand the person, know the person, be friends with that person, because friendship is when the going gets tough and when the I love you doesn't come. It's that communication, that bond, that thing that you share, that basically keep you going and refueling yourself. Yeah, I think I've exhausted my time.
You've not exhausted your time. You've made very, very good sense. I like that definition of it because the truth is friendship. I don't even know what else to add. That fact that you can just be yourself with this person. I think that is it. That's what makes a friend a friend. Your friend is the person that knows you in and out, Abby. They know when you're sad.
True.
They've seen you at your lowest. They've seen you at your highest. You
Your
know, they know what triggers you, what is painful to you, what hurts you. And a true friend would not want to deliberately hurt you. Is
true,
this kind
true.
of friendship? Is it still in existence? Uncle C, this kind of friendship, is this what we're
It's very rare.
describing? The one me and sister Omoye are describing, does it exist?
It's
Or
very
are we
rare
living in a
in this
bubble?
our generation. You have one.
Eh?
Okay, so I believe it's still there. This kind of friendship is still there. It's
Okay.
just that a lot of it have been masked by parasitic relationship, and they feel that it is friendship,
Mm,
where it's just one person that is getting so much from friendship. But for me, what I would define as friendship is that you find value in both of yourselves, and
mm,
both of you help yourself grow.
Mm,
And there's this you have the same ideology. That's what friendship is. It means that I can be vulnerable to you same way you're vulnerable to me. I can be
mm,
open. You are, like you
mm,
rightly
mm.
said, you have seen me
Good word.
at my lowest,
Yeah.
and that is the only thing that can define what our friendship is. Rightfully she said that even in families too, you can have family members or just family members, but we're not friends.
mm,
Our mutual uncle, right, once upon a time once told us, me myself, and said, and we can be related by blood, but not all of us are friends.
Mm-hmm,
And that is very key. That is very
mm-hmm,
key. So it goes down a long way that if you're getting married to someone, it is someone that you know deep down in your heart that this person, I can be very very vulnerable with this person. If you don't find that kind of situation in that person you want to marry, I don't think you find the right partner.
mm. So this friendship we're talking about is really, really important. It's a big deal. It's a big deal. It's
Yes,
a
it
big
is. It
deal.
is a
Okay.
big deal.
Okay. Is this something that just happens immediately? You know how people talk about love at first sight? Is this something that just clicks immediately? Is this something that is built over time? Because we were talking about long or short courtship just last week here. So do we need 10 years
mm,
to build
mm,
this friendship? Do we need 5 years? Is
mm.
this something that somebody cannot say, yes, that is why I'm doing long courtship because I really want to build this friendship?
Okay, so the thing about friendship is that the guys that are friends, ladies that are friends, have the same ideology. So if you find yourself in a place where you think alike, your likeness are almost the same, it is easy for you to start that communication. And all of a sudden, you find situations where you just know somebody in 1 week, and this person knows you, this person really understands you, and this person is the person that now brings that value into your relationship.
Mm,
Friendship doesn't have to take more than, but the communication is the kill in the friendship. Though. So if we don't put that in there, we may just be misunderstanding what we're really talking about here.
okay.
And over time, it grows just like love.
Mm,
Friendship grows over like just like love, because if you don't communicate that ideology every time and test the waters and see if this person really is, does this person really think like me? And yesterday, me and my wife were talking, and we said something about, we were talking about probably the downside of having best friend. And like, I can predict you. So in friendship, best friends, as it were, is that predictability becomes almost very easy.
mm.
I can just look at you and I just say, I know what you're thinking. That's because we've bonded so much that we'll now understand. We now have the same similarities and ideology. So, but friendship is, it's very important, and it's not very difficult to start.
Okay.
But where it's more kids, the longer it is, the better, the sweeter it is.
So you've emphasized now on predictability and similarity to an extent. So, but however, we find that opposite, they say, attract. So for us to really be friends, do we have to actually agree on everything? Does that, is that what makes the friendship a good friendship, when we see everything in the same light?
No, not at all. Not at all. I think that would be very boring if yes, we could agree on a number of things, but I think what makes friendship interesting is the fact that you could have an idea about something, and I have my own idea about something, and it could be totally opposite. So this is where I don't know whether to call it maturity now, pleasing, or different individual. So if I have my ideology about something, or this how I think about a particular thing, and my friend thinks a different manner, it's for us to put the two together. What are your facts? What are my facts? And be able to understand it and move past it. Because a number of times with just friendship, be it man or woman to woman, a number of times what really causes a break in that friendship, or yeah, a total end of those friendship, is that we disagree on something and we cannot basically settle.
Find a common ground anymore. Yeah.
Yes, find a common ground on it. So yes, we don't have to agree on everything, but where maturity and then different individual come is that I could disagree on something. That doesn't change that you're my friend, and that is your own opinion about something, right? And we should also understand that a number of times, yeah, depending on the kind of friends that you have, when we're talking about marriage, some people are not basically easily influenced, right? You could have someone that is your friend that has their own way of doing things, and you have a different way of doing things. And you people are like opposite words, but you people have a common ground where you meet. And so, do you understand? So it's very dynamic. So I don't have to agree 100% with my friend. We could disagree on a number of things, but there are other things that basically we agree on, and that's like the core of the friendship between us.
Powerful, 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 powerful. So we don't have to, it's not about, some people now when they are hearing us talking, they'll be like, okay, let me start looking for that person that I and the person agree on everything every time. Maybe that's what they mean when they're talking about, my friend, the one that does not, the one that doesn't quarrel with me. Me and this person, we have been friends for 10 years. We've never had a fight. We've never quarreled.
I think there's a misconception there. It's just like saying that I have friends now that I'm a Chelsea fan, and I have friends who are Arsenal fans, Man United fans, and all of that. It's that the banter when we sit down to watch football together, that's what unites our friendship, kinda. And just because we support different teams doesn't mean that we don't all love football. So the common ground there is that we love football, but inside is that
Mhm.
we have different ideology of maybe about how we should go, but the goal at the end is what keeps us together. So I and my wife can be saying, oh, we want to cook fried rice today. No, you use frying method, you use boiling method, but at the end of the day it's still fried rice we want to eat. So that's it. By the time we're able to do this together, this is what keeps us together, this is what makes us friends. Anybody that say you have a quarrel with another person because of ideology and you stop talking to that person, you were already in a parasitic relationship, not friendship.
It's a
You are
parasitic.
heavy on the parasitic.
Oh my God. That's a strong word, parasitic relationship. So it was not even a healthy
I
relationship
think
in the first
I,
place.
I think because we've had a number of that around, or we have seen some very life examples, so it's very close to home.
Very close to home. People who say, I'm not talking to this person
Very
again.
close.
I'm not, I'm not talking to this person again. It just I get what you're trying to say, honestly. It's also, like you said, communication, right? So we don't always have to agree. But when we do disagree, how do we disagree? I think that's another point to look at.
True.
For me to be able to call you my friend, when we do have a
Mm,
disagreement, how do we disagree? How is this
mm,
disagreement handled? Because, fantastic examples you just gave now. If the core values are the same, we might be approaching the core values from different angles and different dimensions. But if the core values are the same, then that's good. But when you have a situation where someone who is a friend or who is supposed to be, because in quote now you're talking about the fact that I might have been a parasitic relationship, someone who's supposed to be a friend in quote just goes from 0 to 1 or 0 to 100. The minute there's an issue, how do you begin to navigate such friendship? Like I said, we're trying to help the singles here. This guy, he just gets so, when he's upset with you, it goes from to 0 to 100, you know. Then you're looking at him,
Okay,
he's
so
my friend. I like spending time with him, and I enjoy him on a good day when he's in his element. He can be one of the sweetest persons. It's just when we have this disagreement, this person is like this. So do we still say there's friendship, or I don't know how to? Do you get the point I'm trying to bring up here?
yeah, so I feel that this is where maturity comes to play in relationship and friendship, as it were. I think a matured person is one who knows himself,
Mhm.
knows his triggers, knows his weaknesses. Say I and my wife, if we have maybe one or two quarrels and it was going to lead to an argument of some sort, I am that person that takes a step back and be quiet. That is my first approach. I'll just be quiet. I say, okay, when you finish dropping all the bomb, okay, I'll come back to it and we're going to, trash it one at a time. And this helps us because the truth is that if one person is shouting and the other person is shouting, you have two mad people shouting at the same time. It's not going
Exactly.
to help each other.
Mm.
So, one, you must first of all understand yourself that, okay, there's this one or two things that can make me get angry. So, it's either I avoid that thing or I tell you and say, bro, sis, these things get me angry, these things get me triggered. So it's either we're going to find a way to avoid it. But if eventually you offend me unknowingly,
Mm.
it is also maturity that comes to play that says, I will tell you and say, bro, sis, you did this thing. And this doesn't sit well with me. I'm only telling you because we're friends and I don't want this to repeat itself. Now, if that person doesn't respond in that same manner, it takes us back to parasitic relationship. That's just it. Maturity plays a key game here.
Well, with friends, right? I know my mom says something a lot. She says when you know how somebody used to dance, you want the person to come and show you their dancing step. When if I say this person is my friend, right? I
Mm.
know what ticks the person off.
Yeah.
I know what makes this person happy. And so with a couple of well, with one of my friends, right, my very good friend, I know what exactly makes her upset, right? And as much as possible, I try not to do those things. Or if I find her in that mood with something, I try as much as possible to look for ways to get her out of those kind of thing. And it should be same with marriage too as well. If I know that if I keep saying this particular thing, this person is going to get triggered, there's no reason for me to keep at it.
Mhm.
Well, there are different people with different ways. That you should understand. So if I say this person is my friend, I should get to the point where I understand this person to the core. That if this person is acting this way, this person has said, okay, if I'm like this, give me space or speak to me in 30 minutes or do this or do that. So we should be able to pick up those cues when dealing with if somebody in a relationship we're in or in a marriage. So okay, if something happens, oh, this person is somebody that wants to have discussions now, let's have the discussions now, right? If tempers are rising, okay, let us give it a while and then we come back to it, right? So it's well, once you be able to understand how to communicate best with the person, if it's someone that I want to just walk out and then clear my head, let that person be, right? If someone that's okay, let's trash it. And then language, what are we saying when we are trashing all these issues? How
Yeah.
are we communicating it? And all some people want to hear everything you have to say. How am I going to be able to express myself in the way that even if I'm hot and all, I'm not throwing it everything to the person's face and all. So
You're not
yes,
asking the
even that's why I
person.
said um, if the person is the person that, so there are ways you could basically communicate these things. And then because this person is my friend, yes, the person has emotions, the person has feelings, same as you. right? You could be hotter and everything, but words most times, I think that's another thing. Words most times, when said, they have gone, they have gone, and the impact they leave, it's, I don't want to say it's everlasting. It's so
So
seeds and
so
everything.
so it means that at the same time, because when Osi was talking earlier, he said friendship grows just like as love grows. It means that at the same time, friendship can die.
Yes.
True,
True.
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 So if
Some friendship expires.
expires,
Yes, it does.
what do
It,
you
ha- it
mean?
has served. It has served
It
its
has
purpose.
it
It
has
has served
served
its
its
purpose
purpose,
for that time.
and that's all.
Is it the same
Some
thing for
people
friendship in
are
marriage?
Yes, of course. That's why we were saying that the difficulty in this thing is in the communication, because over time couples grow apart.
Mhm.
And that's the thing. You hear situations where, oh, these people have been dating for 10 years and they'll eventually get married, and in less than 6 months to 1 year, they're divorced. And you're asking what really happened. I rightfully say it is maturity. And because you've not been in the same space for a very, very, very long time and apply maturity to those things, stuff like this happen. We were listening to some poets a couple of years ago, and the guy said something about getting used to each other. So you get so much used to yourself that you begin to forget some certain things and just allow,
Take things
how
for
will I put it,
granted.
rots coming.
You start
Exactly.
taking
Now
you
take
start
some
taking
certain
things
things
for
for
granted.
granted.
You start taking each other for granted because, like Omoya was describing earlier, this is my friend. I know what upsets my friend. I know what my friend does not like. The natural tendency is, or the natural course of nature and of life is, I know what my friend does not like. Then I should not do it, right? But sometimes
Yes.
you find out that, especially when couples have really, really stayed long together, like you're saying now. Hausa, let me use Hausa to say, Wakarena, one day na gunkulunkulun. The person you see every day, you begin to rena the person.
They say,
Okay.
"Usually the person
I
here is
beg, what is the word for see finish in English?
see finish." I don't know
So
the word. See
the
finish is see finish.
So the other man say the person he sees every day now in the see finish because they see the person all the time. I think they not would not come sometimes the mistake sometimes is to come to a level where you feel this person, they see this person every day. This person, in fact, maybe some people's mind, they're not going anywhere. Is it we've been here how many
Mm,
dozens of years?
mm,
They are not going to leave the
mm,
marriage.
mm,
They have too many things at stake, or
mm,
they have this, and then you begin to do things that this person does not like. And for me, I keep repeating that. I think people who have been following this show know that I keep saying it. My headache is that repetition.
mm,
Because if you do it the first time, I can see it as a mistake. Oh, you are my friend,
mm,
you made a mistake. But when you keep repeating the thing that hurts me, then friendship can die.
true.
You're saying we're killing this friendship. Well, this friendship needs to die. All right, let's come back, because when I put this um fly on my status, oh my god, I was getting some comments. I couldn't take more. Someone said, I married my best friend and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. Sweet one for her. And then another one said,
Mm,
well, I have a friend. This person is my friend. I really like this person, but we are related.
yeah.
So I have to ask the question. Say we are
Related
best of
by blood.
friends, however, we are cousins. And I started questioning: can cousins marry themselves? And someone else said to me, yes. In some cultures, cousins marry themselves. Hey,
Yes,
story.
of
There's
course.
something I will not hear. So, can this friendship? Because I know earlier on you were talking about the fact that some family members can just be your family member, but they are not your friends. Where can we find this friendship? That's what I'm trying to go. That's the question I'm trying to create. Is it among your cousins, is it among your schoolmates, is it among your where can this friendship really happen?
All right. Okay. So yesterday, when we were having this conversation, we were just trying to do some recap.
Mm.
And I was telling my wife that my mom got married to my dad. They didn't know each other. She just woke up one morning and my grandparents said, "Oh, and this is going to be your husband,"
That's all right.
and that is it. And I know this for most of our, I mean, grandparents. That is how they got married. But
Yeah,
eventually, you now begin to find out that they went down 20, 30, 40, 50 years in marriage together, and they really, really, really do love themselves. But that grew over time. It's not as if they were friends from the beginning.
yeah.
We're strangers.
They were strangers. The second example we're giving, I was telling my wife, I heard a preacher on Instagram say was that when Jacob married the first wife, and was working another 7 years to get married to Rachel,
Rachel.
was it that Leah was just there like that? And of course, the thing is that because he really didn't like her, or probably that wasn't his first
His
choice.
choice, yeah.
He was not going to be friends with Leah, so we didn't really get so much gist, so much thing. All we had was Rachel, 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 and all of that.
Yeah.
But down the line, down the line, we begin to discover that if you are intentional about what you want, the goal,
Mm, mm,
you will
mm.
definitely get your friendship out of that thing. Intentionality is key in that situation. I'm not saying that the person should go and choose best friends as a cousin. And no, no, no. I not agree for that one. The thing is that my wife was not my best friend before we got married.
Okay.
I was not her best friend before we got married. I dare say she still has a best friend today, till date. But myself, I can say my best friend is her because I don't really have friends anymore like that. I only have acquaintances and colleagues and everybody that I can say, oh, I know this person. But the person that I really do talk to is my wife.
Aw.
So it's my wife. So the, it is the intentionality of wanting to say that I need to make this thing work. And the only way I can make this thing work is to be friends with this person. I need to understand this person completely. This person, like, remember in the beginning, we said we need to be vulnerable to each other. This person sees my vulnerability. That's how this person becomes my friend. I've brought you into the inner carcass. So all of this wanting to go and look for a friend elsewhere, and you want
Okay.
to be married.
Let's look at another scenario. Oh, sorry, you have something to say. Go on. Go on, Omo.
No, I think the question was where you could see these friends. I don't think there's a particular place. So I think what it should be is who you are should determine the kind of friends that you want to have. And
Mm,
so if I am an introvert, a quiet person, there are certain things I like. I should look for friends that have similar interests with me, basically, or friends that would bring out something in me, not destroyers or time wasters.
mm.
I should be able to identify people that are going to have an impact in my life. I believe that's what a friend should be, someone that would help me grow, would encourage me, would be there for me. And me too, I'll be there for the person too as well. So it's not just a one-way street. Friendship is a two-way thing between two individuals. So basically, if I should be looking for a friend, well, I don't think people would just stand up and wake up and say, I'm finding a friend today. And then the situations bring about friendships. I could be going out. I know I have a couple of people that just met themselves in the salon and they're like, I just like you. I want to be your friend. And a friendship of 5 years, 6 years have been developed
Yeah.
that way and all that. You could have friends from work and then they turn out to be more than just work friends. And
Mm-hmm.
also it's identifying people that would add value to your life. So I think that should be the key things in trying to build a relationship, build a friendship. What value is this person adding? What value can I add to this person's life? And that should be it when looking out for friends, for me. Yeah.
Key. Powerful. Powerful. Very, and I agree very truly. Sometimes some friendship happen when you're not even looking for it. This person
True.
just,
True.
you know, falls into your cycle, and before you know, you discover that you people are now like bread and, or bread on butter, be butter on bread, whichever one, how they need to describe that their friendship. Anyways, I remember that the person I call my best friend, I still call her bestie despite the distance, because she's still like my place of peace. She's somebody that I can still call up, and any day she'll talk to me, and she has a way of calming me, bringing my madness down. But when I first met her, I could never have seen her as a friend. First impression, this one, the way she looked, the way she, but we turned out to be, besties of how many years now? It should be close to 30 years of friendship now.
Wow.
Yeah, 30 years, over 30 years of friendship. So, and at work, I've met people who've turned out to be my friend, my bosses. I always end up being friends with my bosses. In fact, there's one now that is like my sister. I call her my elder sister, and she used to be my boss. So,
Wow.
we make those kind of connections now. But let's bring it back to the lover relationships. There are some people, they cannot date their best friend. They feel like, some people tell you that, he just looks like a brother to me. And you will discover that this person, this girl and this boy, two opposite people, man and woman, they have been friends for years. They do everything for each other. They're always there for each other, but they are not dating. They are the pally of each other. And when you ask the sister, say, okay, you are looking for a husband. Maybe she's even this one. He said, no, it's just like my brother. And then the brother is, no, she's just like a sister to me. Hello, what is wrong in dating your best friend?
Should I answer that question?
Answer the answer.
Because the thing is that I sometimes I used to frown in for those kind of relationship at some points, because I feel that with these guys that we have out here, some guys can wait 20 years for you. They don't want to make the first step, and they're just waiting for some sort of green light, and they don't want to intrude, because you just be there, you'll be served breakfast, you run to him and say, oh, Femi served me breakfast, and he's there open hands there to receive you, instead of the yeah boy to say, me, I like you, say so, and all of that.
So
You're there looking at the person. So most times, I just frown with situations like that, and I tell you, by the time she looks or makes one or two key moves and he can see it, it's easy for them. It's easy for people like that to be
so what do you
besties,
say to
and they
those who
marry
are saying,
themselves.
I can't marry my best friend. He's like a brother. He's like a sister.
They should open their eyes. They're still thinking small.
So this is my own point of view
Tell me.
regarding this, right? I believe, I could be wrong, but I believe that yes, there are scenarios where you and an opposite person, opposite sex, can be friends, and it shouldn't lead to anything marriage or sexual. There are
Okay.
some people that are there in your life. I had somebody like that. That is why I can say this,
Okay.
right?
Tell us.
His sexuality doesn't. So this is, so he was my best friend, still my very good friend, right? And he dated while in school and everything, and I knew his girlfriends, and the people were like, are you not dating Oma? Are you not dating Oma? And that was always the question and everything. And when I was also asked, I'm like, he's my friend, really. And a couple of times I had to ask myself, like, there was no sexual attraction or this excitement. So there's an excitement that when you meet someone, do you understand? There's this excitement, and let me call it sexual tension. That's the
Mhm,
word. It
mhm.
wasn't there. Do you understand? It was never there. And even if there was a time I knew, I was like, maybe he's dead, man. This is my friend, my friend.
I think I know how
There's
to answer that this kind of
so yes,
situation.
there are
So,
people like
so,
that.
so wait, what I'm getting from what Omo is trying to say is that it's actually possible that you're very close friends with this person, but there's no attraction. So the
There's no
attraction is
Now,
attraction.
not.
because you know what you're looking for in a husband. and you don't see it in him.
Mhm.
Also, of course, that will completely just close that part of. It doesn't have what I want. We can just be friends, but it doesn't have what I am looking for. Remember, we said the ideology is what brings you closer. So I can be friends with a lady, and I say, of course, there's no way this person can be my wife, because I know at the end of the day, we'll probably say with her character, I'm in trouble. So
That
I
person,
know.
that's why it's not your friend. That
So
person is
so I
according to you
know.
parasitic. That person is not your friend.
So I know that it is very
That
difficult.
person is
Yeah,
not.
one of
I know it
It's
is
not
very difficult.
difficult.
oh, see, one of your friend is protesting here. Say, is sweetness your best friend?
Oh my
I'm only
God.
eyes for you. So I guess this is your friend. He's protesting. So are you trying to say that
Oh
No, no,
my.
no.
your
But
best
this
friend?
friend he's actually talking about, right? This friend that he actually mentioned that is my best friend is my friend that we have been friends for 20 something years now, since
Wow.
secondary school. So
Wow.
and so she's my next door neighbor. You can imagine. So this is my friend. This is more than a friend now. This is my sister.
The sister. Yeah.
So she's not friend now. We have passed the levels of friendship. She's
I wish
my
my sister
sister.
was
So
next door
she's part
neighbor
of
to
my
you.
sister.
So
I will answer my
She's
friend.
part of
I
my
will answer my
answer your
friend and
friend.
colleague.
Adolfo say you should answer him. So you
I
are
will
trying
answer my
to
friend and
tell us that
colleague.
Adolfo is not your friend.
Yes, so it's my no, 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 it's my colleague in the office. So I'll answer him. Right now, if I'm going to have a priority and the order of the Omo is my best friend, they should leave it. They can't come and
Period.
force it. They won't force
Whoever
anything.
whoever whoever knows green, I sabi.
And so they can come second, third, and fourth. There's no problem. This is
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Fantastic conversation. I'm really, really enjoying this. There's something that they say again in Yoruba. You know me, I like to be giving proverb like one old woman. I'm not old, but anyways, they will say, don't use your husband to do friend. Man for koshore. Meaning
I know
that
that. I know that.
don't friend zone, don't
I know
friend
that.
zone somebody who should be your husband or somebody who should be your wife.
True,
People make the mistake of friend zoning them, and then what you are looking for in
true.
Sokoto is in your Shokoto already, but you are there, you're
Right there
stretching
with
your
you.
neck. When God has already made a provision of a lamb, you are still looking for what to use for sacrifice. So I just want to help singles to say,
One has to be very attentive, basically. If you have such, my advice for people that have those kind of friends is to really look at it critically, ask yourself deep questions. So I believe with people in that kind of situations, they're really not being very open with themselves. Sit down and have conversations. Are you attracted to me? I don't think that should be a difficult question. A matured adults should not be able to answer. Are you attracted to me? Is there an attraction? Should we pursue it? Right? And I think with some of those kind of friendship is that they are scared that if they pursue something outside that friendship, it
they will not
basically
lose the
scatters the
friend.
whole friendship. I might not have someone to talk to, someone to, but you should be able to have those kind of conversations so that if it's not it, you align properly so that you're not, because a number of times you are blocking way for another person that wants to come in. This person is saying, and my mom says a lot, hanging around you and
Thank
everything,
you.
being every
Thank
time.
you. That's another
And so
point.
you're blocking way from another person. Another girl is seeing another woman with you and say, no, and everything. So define friendship, define relationship. Let people around, I am not dating this person, I'm not dating this person. And then if that person comes along, the person you're supposed to date and get married to, that's when boundaries come in. So that best friend. So the way I was very close with him when I was in uni is not how I'm close with him. Basically, now you get everybody has their own lives, and then we are still friends. We talk, we can call and then speak for hours and everything, have conversation. No, we don't even talk. We talk in months and everything. But yes, we still call and then we still have a very cordial relationship
Yeah.
and all that. You get that's someone I can go an extra mile for. But yeah, so understand friendship should be defined. If this person is my friend, define the level of friendship. uh you shouldn't be what's it called, levels. Friendship are in stages. There is a level you get to someone that
I
you
totally
invest so
agree.
and so.
I totally agree with you. And that brings me to the conversation again. We're not really going to talk about it because I've heard my opinion about this severally. People say, okay, two people of the opposite sex cannot be friends without anything between them. I think it's a very myopic thinking. You can actually have a person of the opposite sex who is your friend, but there's no attraction, like Adolphus has said there. That's the truth. there is no physical attraction, there's no sexual anything going on, but this person gets you. This person gets it. I had a call from a friend like that, and I've not spoken to this my friend in maybe 8, 9 months now. But yesterday, 1 hour plus, we were on the phone. We talk everything that we've not said in 9 months. Because we're quite busy now. Like you said, life is happening. We're all doing life,
Yeah.
It might not be like the time when we see everybody, see ourselves all the time. And it doesn't mean that because that person is a man, there's something going on there. Hello, people, come out of your head. Don't always think when you just see a man and a woman, say, there must be something going on.
No.
So the another thing is, like I clearly said before, is that I had this friend. It was the first person I met in university when I just got into school. He was directly the first person, and from that day we've been friends. Right now, I know his ways around women. Now, those things they used to say that, oh, you are my friend. Why won't you allow me date your sister?
Mm.
Sorry, I know who you are. I know your personality completely. So it will be very unwise for me to say that somebody is lingering around the corner and I cannot clearly define what this person is looking for. It is either it is looking for friendship or is looking for something else. And I know men, especially in this generation right now, is that some men can wait. Some men will wait. They will be doing friendship with, they will wait for 20 years for you. And immediately they get what they are looking for, the friendship is gone. So
Mm.
it's in that moment you need to first of all understand that person. What kind of character does this person have? What kind of
Mm.
ideology concerning
Mm.
relationship, concerning friends
Mm.
does this
Mm.
person have? It is not, you can't hide your character for forever. It is only a
Yeah,
matter of time.
yeah,
Something will
yeah.
actually
You can
bring
only
out
pretend for a short
the
while.
spiritual person in you. So if you do find that friend in the opposite sex that doesn't have anything, you will also know, because you will tell by the kind of girls he goes for.
Mm.
If they are of the same similarity with you, just know, eh, forget it. The person
That
has
is
an eye on
see,
you.
he has eye on you.
He has
This
an eye
is
on you.
coming.
If
This
it's
is
because
coming from a
he's
guy.
substituting,
Take
he's
it.
substituting what he's looking for in
Eh.
you, in another person. And because he
Mhm.
doesn't want that friendship to be jeopardized, he's trying to substitute it by getting somebody that looks like you, that talks like you. That, in fact,
Wow.
maybe he's dating someone and he's telling you, why can't you even dress like this person? Why can't you do like this person?
Wow.
So we must clearly define those relationship and those friendship. If not, that is waste
I
of time.
totally, I totally agree. I totally agree. Let's define our friendships. Let's define our relationship, whether you are single or you are married. And because not defining relationship can cause a lot of heartache, even for some people. Because especially
Yeah.
ladies, I have seen it with ladies who think, okay, this guy is actually in love with me, but the guy is just wanting to be a friend. You understand? And in the long run, this brother now bring out wedding card. You say, "Yay, he has broken my heart." Hello, did he ask you out? And
He never did.
brothers who like to stay around, you are doing security guard. You are not going. You are not traveling. You will not give the seat for another person to travel. It's also wickedness. Define your relationship. Let sister know that, auntie, I'm just there as your friend solely. I don't have any physical attraction. I don't have anything with you. Because brother Adolphus now is scaring me. When he say he has a girl that he has friends with, and she even has his thing. Brother Adolphus, she has your thing.
We
Are
need
you
to ask
sure?
him some questions.
Okay,
We
so
need to
this
ask him some
I
questions.
was I was in a situation like this before in school, and like I clearly said, my friend in school, my best friend in school, we stayed in the same compound, and the younger sister also was in school with us and was staying in the same compound with us. So, and couple of times I found myself where maybe we're in the house together, in my room together, we're watching movie till late nights and we sleep off. Then maybe my friend goes out or goes to his room to go and sleep, and I wake up and I see that she's there in a room, continue sleeping, and that is it. And completely that is it. And it ends there because I have told myself, see, I cannot meddle in. I don't want to. I can't put my friendship in
Yeah.
jeopardy
Yeah.
because there's somebody out there, and I have told myself it's see from the beginning. You say maturity. One must be very mature to understand the advantages and the disadvantages and the causes and effects of things, because I'm not going to lose a relationship because of one 5 minutes 10 minutes thing, and it's going to end
Mm-hmm,
at all of
mm-hmm,
a sudden
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
we're going to now be mortal enemies forever. No, 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 no,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
Clearly define where you stand, clearly define it. If you cannot define where you stand, then there's no point being in the relationship or in the friendship in the first place. It means you have not matured to get to that point. You must have difficult conversation even as friends.
Yes.
You must have
Yes.
difficult conversation even as friends. I must be able to tell you and say, bro, in this situation you messed up, you did this, it is not correct, you
Exactly.
must change.
Exactly.
And if I cannot do that to you as my friend, and I'm not your friend, it means I don't
Definitely.
value you. I don't value the
Exactly.
relationship that we have.
I totally agree. My mom will always say, it's only your best friend that can tell you your mouth is smelling. Your friend will come
True.
close to you, say,
True.
ah, my darling, it's like you forgot to brush today. Oh, your mouth they smell.
Mm-hmm.
But one that is not your
Mm-hmm.
friend will announce it. Hey, see that guy, see how we fine. So now you mouth the smell. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a friend. Your
Mm-hmm.
friend will always tell you this thing is wrong. This is how you've done it wrong. And that is the person, if you can take it, if you can take the criticism, that's where growth comes from. Like Osi said earlier,
That's where growth
somebody
comes
that
from.
you can grow with. That is where growth comes from. It's from telling yourself, look, this thing you've not done it right. This thing you've not done it right. And when you've been told that you've not done it right, uncle, don't go and be doing it again and again, because that kills friendship. Okay, let's just
Yes.
in a short minute try to help those who are already married but losing friendship. I know that with singles month and we're talking to singles, but maybe there are people who are married but they are already losing the friendship. Is there a way to reignite friendship in marriage?
Yes. Yes.
Okay,
There's a way to reignite friendship in marriage.
tell me.
And the first step is being intentional. I tell my staffs and colleagues in the office is that when you make mistakes, you
Mm,
don't know that you have made the mistake. It takes other people to tell you that you've made mistakes. Then you come to the realization, oh, I missed the step.
yeah.
And a number of times, I and my wife here, I will always use us as an example, is that sometimes we just kind of find ourselves that, oh, maybe we've strayed away, maybe work has entered and we've strayed away a little bit. Intentionality is what brings us back. I say, hey, come back. See, when was the last time we did this? When was the last time we did this?
I used to see you
So if
people,
you're not in,
all those your small dates, and all those your, oh my God, I love your friendship. Okay, continue. Sorry. I will interrupt again.
so it's so it's in those situations like that where ask anybody that have been married for years. The truth is that there's a point in the marriage where the friendship rusted a little bit. It rusted a little bit. It would have taken intentionality for you to come back and say, I want to make this thing work. And in order for me to make it work, we'll now begin to set reminders that, okay, every last Saturday of the month, we must go on the dates. We must do this. We must do this. Even if it means writing it down somewhere in your room and just say, okay, this is what we want to do to keep.
Mm,
Because if you're not intentional about it, you just find out one day you wake up, you instead of being married, you have a roommate.
mm.
You're not friends. You just wait, good money. This one babs and go, this one babs and go. And the only time you guys talk is just that, okay, there's something important you need to do in the house. How do we fix this? How do we fix this? And that is
Yeah.
it.
Talk
You
about
don't
children.
you don't
That's
find
all.
yes, you don't find time in between those to say, when was the last time we went to have breakfast outside? When was the last time we took a trip? So intentionality, and you must sit down because you will find out that she's sleeping away. You too, you will not know that she's sleeping away. Then all of a sudden, it's one small thing that will just cause quarrel. You'll not be asking, how did this thing start? How did we get here? So
Mhm.
one must be very, very intentional, and you must keep your eyes open in your relationship, in your marriage. You must keep your eyes open. Things will happen. then you will now have to decide whether or not it's going to affect your relationship or your
Whether to
marriage,
break
as
or
it were.
might. Break or make it.
Yes.
Good, good, good. Omo, help us to help
I think
people.
communication is very key
All right.
when it comes to possibly repairing what is broken in the marriage, or if I can see if my friendship is withering, I should be able to sit my partner down to say, okay, what are the things we are not doing right, and be able to communicate those things. And then, how does my partner like being communicated to? It's not when I know that maybe they have queried him in the office, and then now that is the time I want to now have that conversation with him to say, "Oh, you forgot that you're supposed to buy me chocolate today, or you forgot to you get." So, being able to communicate emotions properly would be one of the ways to repair friendship too as well. We have mentioned that over because we shouldn't take each other for granted. The
Yeah.
fact that we are friends, we shouldn't take each other for granted. We should sometimes because other time, because this person is my friend, there are a lot of expectations, high expectations I have towards this person. A couple of times show this person some mercy, some grace, extend grace. I think that's the word, extend grace to this person too as well, because I know this person is my person. So if I act this way, the person should be able to understand. If I'm thinking in my head, the person should be able to bring out my thoughts and explain my thoughts to me. And I know sometimes it happens with the best of friends and the best of marriages, is that this person knows me. The person should understand that this thing it's not, you get. So a couple of times, yes, that would happen, but let's extend grace. That would go a very long way. Extend grace. It's not everything that we're going to now drag and drag and drag and drag. We should be able to sit down. We should be able to dialogue. And another thing is, don't the things that you know that will keep romance needs to be kept alive in friendship. And if my friendship with my husband or my wife is, it needs to be kept alive. If we need to travel, let us travel. If we need to go for dates, if we need to go and see a movie, if we need to lock ourselves in the room for 1 hour and just gist and have conversations and have a good time. So there are a number of things, yes, that you could basically do. At the end of the day, is understand what works for the both of you
Yeah,
and keep at it.
that was what I was going to come and say last, is that you must understand each other and you must help each other.
Yeah.
Because most of the times as men in marriages and relationship is that we don't understand how the women's mind work. So
Are
you
you trying
must
to are
help
you
us.
not trying to defend men? OC. Okay, continue.
No, I'm not trying. I'm not. No, the thing is the truth, because every time we hear people talk about it, and I find myself in situations where it happens like that, I'm like, how do you want me to see what is happening in your head? But
I believe that.
what I'm saying in essence is that you've got to help me see these situations. Then when it happens again, I now understand how it works. If you're expecting me for the first time to understand how it works without you explaining it to me, so maybe I sit there in the parlor and you walk past with a 90 the first time, and I do not react, and in my head I don't understand that move. You must come and tell me and say, bro, see, if you see me in this kind of situation, this is what I'm actually saying. So the next time it happens, you must understand. If it happens again and I do not react, then we have a problem with understanding.
Exactly.
So you must first of all you must bring me into that situation and say, this is how it works. This is how it works. My wife will say, understand my love language. You must understand each other's
That's what I
love
wanted
language.
to say.
You must understand each other's love language. So I don't have to come and verbally come and tell you, Ace, it is 11 o'clock, let's go to the room. It doesn't work like that. But you must first of all bring me into that situation. Then from there, we will now begin to grow and understand. But you must help each other and you must understand each other.
I think it's understand how your partner wants to be loved. That's key. Understanding how the other person wants to be loved, because most times there are ways we want to be loved, and there's a mindset. So, for instance, there are some. So let me use this instead. I know someone that she doesn't like public show of affection, right? And so whatever you do that is a public show of affection is really nothing to her, right? And with the other person is key,
Mm.
he seeks validation with that. And so you'd have to understand that, okay, if I'm with this kind of person, it's the inside that really matters to this person. So whatever you're doing outside, yes, it's an addition, but I want to be loved in private. I fancy that. Some people, so for instance, some people don't want a public proposal. They want it to be indoors, in inside, right? And some people want you to rent
Elaborate.
and everything. So understand how another person wants to be loved, right? Understand it is it's key. So that you can say, oh, but I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Yes, you are doing it. It could be appreciated, but you're not getting to the core of that person. That means at the end of the day, you really don't understand that person. You might be loving the way you feel. Maybe you have loved someone else before and it was appreciated. But
Mm,
whoever it is, I mean, understand how that person wants to be loved and try as much as possible. And then, yes, if I see that another person, the person I'm with, my husband or my wife, is not doing that, I could basically draw the person back to say, oh, this and this and this and this is happening, this is, and then iron it out, have those dialogues and move past
You
that.
must tell each other how you feel about certain situations. You must tell each other. If you don't say it, you're going down the drain. That is how marriages end, because you're not telling yourself how you actually feel, how you feel and how you want to be treated.
okay.
And it's
Let's
as simple.
let's try to summarize because our time is over.
Yeah, I saw that.
I always say that this 1 hour is not enough when we're having fun here. Fantastic conversation that we've been having, lots of sense. People who are not watching, people who are not following this platform, you are missing a lot. You are missing a lot. And if you are coming across the platform, please, the best you can do is to share. Share it to your friends. Let them hear, let them listen. You could be helping one person's relationship out there. Person is struggling, person is wondering, what am I not doing right? Maybe you are just loving this person, but you are not loving them the way they want to be loved. That's another topic for another day. If we go into
Completely different topic.
if we go into it, we will not finish today. I had an acquaintance, so now I'm learning to use proper words. An acquaintance whose husband, and of course the marriage broke up, unfortunately. But he said to the woman, your level of your standard for love is too high. There's no human being that can love another
Yeah.
person like that. Ah, which one is your standard is too high? He say it's not a novel, it's not a romance. Whatever, let's leave it anyways. So you see, the problem is, if someone is telling you how they want to be loved, and then you think that they are just being too much, you trivialize their feelings,
Their
their,
emotions, yeah.
their emotions, and like feel make them feel unvalidated. Why should they even be thinking that way or talking that way?
They're not
And
valid.
they start looking for reasons. They always reason. You're looking for social media relationship. It's because social media is spoiling. Yeah. Whatever. Anyways, if you want your marriage to work and you want to continue to have that friendship that brought you on board from the beginning, then you have to do all these things. There are 7 things here that has been listed by OC, and I don't even have any other thing to add. I don't have any other thing to add. I love that they said extend grace to yourself. Don't take each other for granted. Communicate effectively. There's a difference between just communicating and communicating.
Communication and communicating effectively, of course.
That's
Of
another
course.
conversation for another day. How do you communicate? How does this person like to be spoken
Effectively.
to? How do they like to be communicated with? You have to also understand that. I tell people marriage is work. You will study it. Study this person like a.
And you want
Be intentional
Real
about
work.
your marriage. Don't sit in it and feel like
yes, you have to be
even
intentional.
as a woman, I don't marry. Then you not think it's time to now. No, be intentional about it. What can you do to spice things up? What can I do to keep the love going?
True.
What can I do to keep the relationship burning? And give yourself that opportunity. Help each other. Keep the romance alive. Understand what the other person wants. Somebody say telling each other how you feel. I like that. Because there's nobody that will know if you don't tell. I always say it here, your
Yes,
partner is
True.
not a spirit. Cannot come inside
You're not a
your
mind
heart.
reader.
at all, at
It's not a
all,
mind reader, exactly. So
at
tell,
all.
open your mouth and talk. Don't keep quiet and be dying in silence. And then you are saying, mm, mm. Say it out, say it out. Tell your partner how you want to be loved. All right, 5 minutes over my time. OC and Omoye,
Yeah.
they are the ones to be blamed for this, not me. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I always have a
Thank
great
you.
conversation with you guys every time you're here. And I pray that your friendship will continue to grow, and grow and
Amen.
grow and grow in Jesus' name.
Amen.
And
Amen.
your love
Amen.
for each other
Thank you
will
so much.
never die in the name of Jesus. You will
Thank you so
continue
much.
to, by the grace of God, teach others and be an
You know, we
example.
want to be like you when we grow up.
Amen.
We want to be like you and Uncle Joe
All
when you
right,
grow up.
Mama said
bye.
it. Who?
People, I don't understand what else he's talking about right now. He has brought in another conversation that I don't know
No,
about.
mentor, mentor, mentor.
Thank you. Thank you. I like that. Thank you. God bless you. All right. Next week
Thank
is
you so
our
much.
Q&A. We've had a few questions that have come up with in the course of this singles month, and we'll be trashing some of those questions next week. There are questions that have come from you. And if you still have a question, we have a WhatsApp number attached to our Facebook page. Please go there and drop a message. It will come straight to me, and we will be able to deal with your question live anonymously without announcing that the question came from you. So don't die in silence. Like we said, you have a challenge with your relationship, you don't know how to navigate the courtship, maybe that ring is getting too long in your finger and you're now begin to look like Lord of the Ring. Come, let's help you. Singles, this is your month, and next week we deal with your question. Thank you again, OC and Omo.
Great.
I don't take it for
Thank
granted at all. God bless you very
you.
much.
Thank you for having
I
us.
love you
Thank
all.
you.
Thank you
See
for
you
Thank
having us.
next week.